got a time you've got to be back?
10 o'clock I think, something like that. 10 o'clock. Good morning YouTubers. As you can see, I'm sat on top of the F800 GS and I'm sitting next to my V85TT. Question is, which one do I prefer? So we're just about to go for a ride on this 82 horsepower bike. The only difference between this and a 2023 model are, I think, the TFT dash. I'll have to check on that though. So here we go. So welcome on board the F800 GS. The brakes are quite sharp on the front end, but that could be just me getting used to them. The engines are nice and smooth on the throttle. This is the more road focused version. I think the base model of this bike, with heated grips and LED lights, TFT screen, is about £9,995, which I suppose is that's a bad price really. Yeah, it seems to have good power for pulling away. Certainly feels a nice ride, considering it's non-adjustable on the front end. Yeah, not a bad seating position. My legs are tucked up a little bit more than they would be on my V85TT, but it's about 227 kilos and the seat height's about 815 I think, so I'm flat footing it easily enough. The engine's got quite a nice raughty notes to it, so we'll see how it pulls away. Seems like it's Porsche race day today. It's got a quick shifter on this, which is an optional extra, and also some special chain, I think. Not that I'm a big fan of chain drive, but so yeah, it's quite a nice pleasant place to sit. This has got a short windscreen on it, not much use at all really. If you were thinking about touring, I would certainly be changing that. Mirrors are in a good position and the ride seems quite plush, which is quite nice. It has got the electronic suspension on it, which is an optional extra. It's set up in road at the moment. So yeah, it's quite a pleasant place, like I say. You've got your sat-nav mounting on the handlebars, which would cause you to look down, so I wouldn't really like that. I'd have to be sorting that out. The bars are in a good position for me, although the seat seems to throw me forward a bit. I think it's the rally seat on this. It's all one piece. It's throwing me forward a little bit, but it's quite agile, quite nice. Quick shift is really smooth. Gearbox is nice. Nice acceleration. This bike's only done 8 miles, so unfortunately I'm not going to be able to drag the pants off it, as it were. And a nice little blip when you change down with the quick shifter. So yeah, not a bad little bike really. I mean, if you're looking, the reason why I picked the F800 and not the F900 GS to test, because it's basically the same engine gearbox, it's just that this is electronically governed to only have about 80 odd horsepower rather than the 105 horsepower of the 900 GS, which is more off-road focused. It's lighter, it's got new bodywork on it, the F900 GS. This is just basically an upgrade of a bike from last year's model. So if you're looking for a sort of medium-sized adventure bike with a good reputation, then you know you can't go wrong with the BMW F800 GS. And it can be made A2 compliant, which is a good thing. So you could start off with about 40 odd horsepower. Then when you've got all your requisite qualifications, you could unleash the beast, as it were, and get the full 80 odd, which would, you know, will make it quite a nice bike. I mean, it'll be fast enough for this day and age. Yeah, I like the ride on this. It's really, the ride is very nice indeed. This is in the, obviously, GS Trophy colours, I think. I think you can get it in 3 colours. There's always the triple black option, I think. I'll put them up on the screen anyway. I did do my research, but my memory's not so good today, so you just have to bear with me there. So yeah, it's quite an impressive bike. Now obviously to spec it up with touring kit and a windscreen, you know, you're going to be paying over, you know, 11 grand, I would think. And I suppose you'd have a nice touring bike. This is the road focused one. It's got alloy wheels on it, so yes, brakes are really nice, got a nice feel to them. It's got a real nice thump, the engine. Yeah, it sounds really good. I'm not going to take it up to the red line. I mean, the bike's only done 11 miles and I just can't do that. I'm not one of those guys who rolls it like he stole it. I can't do it. I'm too much mechanical sympathy. So yeah, what else can we tell you about this bike? Well, it's got the BMW whiz wheel for changing the dash. We've got a menu button. Would imagine that's gonna, there's all your things, my vehicle, navigation, tunes, telephone connectivity. So it's all there on this new dash. The dash is great. I mean, I don't think you could beat BMW for TFT dashes. They're just so well laid out, easy to use. Although I can't find where the fuel gauge is at the moment. We'll have a look at that in a minute when I stop. And although the screen is quite low, at least you're sitting in clean air. You're getting a bit of wind noise around your head, but it's not buffeting. So aerodynamically, the bike's quite nice. Got plenty of protection around your legs. Now I'm getting used to the seat. It's a comfortable seat. Mirrors are well placed. So yeah, you feel quite confident on it straight away. The bike does what you want it to do. As I say, it soaks up the bumps really well. Very nice ride. Leans over quite a way on the side stand. F800 GS. Tony's just having a moan about getting his nice clean bike dirty, and I can understand why. So there it is. It's got non-upside down forks, Brembo brakes, axial brakes, TFT screen, like I say, LED lights are all standard. It's on Maxxis tyres. That's interesting. Maxxis adventure tyres. So not a bad looking thing. Has a centre stand on it. As you can see, it's got the ZF semi-automatic suspension. Quite nice colours. And a one-piece seat which slightly tips you forward a bit. Handguards are standard, I believe, and heated grips are. It's got a USB port on it as standard. So yeah, not a bad little thing really. So let's get on it and ride it some more. It's quite nice actually. Not bad, is it? It rides really well. I'm not sure about that GS seat. It's oh, that what? The seat, it throws you forward a bit. Yeah, it's like on a slope. But it's nice. I mean, it looks nice on the bike. Yeah, really. Would like a wider one. Yeah, well, you'd obviously have to get. I don't know whether this is the trophy version. It looks like it, doesn't it? With that colour scheme and that rally type of seat. So here we go again. That's the dash firing up. Really nice. Like I say, it's got a nice rotty engine note. I can't see where the fuel gauge is. Yeah, that small screen sends the, I'm 5'10" and a sniff, and it sends the air right into your face. Not really ideal, but it would probably be good for off-road, but this isn't the off-road bike, although it's probably capable of going off-road, I'm sure. But as I say, the ride is quite impressive. This is a country road with lots of bumps and potholes, and it's soaking up really well. The engine's very linear, lots of power from low down, although it develops its peak torque at 6,750 RPM, I believe. And it's quite pleasant to tootle around at urban speeds, if you like, so you could probably commute on this bike. Obviously it's a good all-rounder, and it's a good base if you wanted to start adventure riding. Let's put the heated grips on, see how well they work. It's, like I say, a good all-round bike, as GS's are. You can't fault them really. They do everything quite clinically though. If I had one criticism of the bike, it lacks a little character. I mean, you could make the bike your own, but it has really no character to me. I mean, that's only my opinion. It wouldn't stop me owning one, because, as I say, really nice nice bike to ride. Yeah, you wouldn't be disappointed owning one, that's for sure. I like my Moto Guzzi because of the character of the bike. It is totally different, and you don't see a lot of them now. Some people will say, well, you probably get it, that is because of a reason, you know, that people don't want to own a Moto Guzzi. It's not really the case. It's just personal preference, and you pays your money and you takes your choice. But it would be certainly a bike I'd consider rather than the big GS. And the F900 GS is a bit too off-road focused for me. But this could be a stopgap model, because they might update and put the latest bodywork on this next year or the year after. So you'd have to be aware of that if you wanted the latest model, but it doesn't look out of date, this bike. It looks adventurous, if you like, and it's immediately recognisable as a BMW. So yeah, a good bike, a good bike. There aren't any bad bikes these days, it's just choosing the right one for you. There are a lot of competition in this price range though. I mean, you've got KTM, 790, 890 Adventure. You've also got CF Moto with the 800 MT. You've got Honda Africa Twin, which is a little bit more expensive, but it's kind of in that price range, so there's lots of bikes, you know, to compare it with. I mean, obviously it compares very well, and its build quality will be good because it's a BMW. So yes, all in all, a nice bike really. I just want to try and get it up to speed somewhere. So there it is, the F800GS, very capable bike, nice mid-sized adventure bike, with enough power. And probably worth considering if you're thinking of buying sized adventure bike. Easy to handle, easy to move around, and a decent spec as standard. So I hope you've enjoyed this little trip on a F800GS. Like I say, the main changes are the TFT dash, phone connectivity, slightly more power in the engine, and heated grips as standard. Like I say, it's very confident to ride. You feel right at home in it straight away. It's a very competent bike. It just lacks a little something that puts a fire in your belly. So there it is, F800GS. This is David Swordplane saying thanks for watching. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. If you haven't, please consider doing so. We'd love to have you along. And we'll catch you in the next one.